morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we will be learning the next part of the chapter, that is energy flow in an ecosystem. Now, if you haven't seen the first part, please go and watch the video, and that will help you to understand the terms that we will be using in this chapter. Okay, so let's get started. In this chapter, we have up till now we have learned about food chain and food web. We have learned the energy pyramid, and in today's class we will be learning about biogeochemical cycle. Now, under biogeochemical cycle, we'll be learning about carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, and nitrogen cycle. So here, let us just go through what is pyramid of energy. We have learned this in our previous class, and I'm just revising so that it will help you understand the next concept in a better way. Now, we have learned that energy is getting transferred from each trophic level. We have learned what is a trophic level also. Now, there are different levels of energy exchange in the food chain. We have learned about food chain as well. कि हर तरीके से कैसे food chain में energy transfer होती है from the sun to the plant, from the plants to the primary consumers, from the primary consumers to the secondary consumers, from the secondary consumer to the tertiary consumer. Okay, and when they die, how their body decomposes and gets mixed into the next level, that is the producers again. It helps it. Okay, so the initial quantity of energy goes on decreasing at every level of energy exchange. यहाँ पर हर लेवल पे एनर्जी एक्सचेंज होता है और हीट एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड, और ऊपर जैसे जैसे जाएंगे वैसे नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी कम होते जाते हैं. So this pattern of energy exchange in an ecosystem is called pyramid of energy. So now in our previous slide we have seen how the energy flows from one level to the from one producers to the consumers, how it goes on, and this is very important in order for the survival of all the living organisms on the planet, right? Now, apart from that, there are also non-living components that are matters recycle, which is also very important, like the lithosphere, that is the land, hydrosphere, water, atmosphere, that is air, right? And all these things that are sub things also, like in atmosphere you have different types of gases which are there. Okay, when you talk about soil has different nutrients in them. Okay, so this all things are also very important for our survival. Okay, we have learned about biotic and abiotic factors in our previous video, so please go through it and see what is the meaning of biotic and abiotic factors which are essential for our survival. ठीक है, तो हम लोगों ने पहले पार्ट में एनर्जी फ्लो देखे थे. अब इस पार्ट में हम लोग मैटर रिसाइकलिंग देखेंगे कि किस तरीके से ये साइकिल चल रही है हमारे इकोसिस्टम में और किस तरीके से हम लोगों को हेल्प कर रही है. So matter cycling in ecosystem. Remember, there are nutrients present in each and every component that is there. हमारे पास जो एयर है वो भी हमारे लिए न्यूट्रिएंट के तौर पे इस्तेमाल हो रही है हमारी बॉडी में. The soil that is there, the water that you drink, everything is extremely important. ठीक है, so this nutrient cycle needs to go on. This global cycle recycle nutrients through the earth's air, land, water, and living organisms. So nutrients are the element and compounds that organisms need to live, grow and reproduce. ठीक है, तो हमारे लिए हर एक एलिमेंट, न्यूट्रिएंट्स के जो एलिमेंट्स होते हैं वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स को, whether it is like in order to grow or in order to reproduce. Okay, in order to survive we need these nutrients. Biogeochemical cycles move these substances through air, water, soil, rock and living organism. ये जो बायोजियोकेमिकल साइकिल है हमारे अर्थ पे, ये मूव करती है सारी चीजों को इन अ साइक्लिक वे, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी कॉल इट एज अ बायोजियोकेमिकल cycle. Now let's quickly have a look at the diagram of nutrient cycle. Now here you can see, you have to pay attention to the diagram that is there. Okay, here you can see there's a tree, there's a animal, a cow. You can see
bird also you can see. Along with that, these are living components, what I'm talking about. Now, apart from that, the non-living components like water, rainfall, land, soil, that you can see, the atmosphere, these are all containing nutrients in them. So the nutrients necessary for the growth of organisms are continuously transferred from abiotic to biotic factors. अब ये कैसे हो रहा है? Abiotic मतलब non-living components और biotic means जो living things है, and biotic to abiotic factors within an ecosystem. This cycle operates continuously through the medium of the biosphere formed by the lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere. ठीक है, हाइड्रोस्फीयर मतलब पानी, एटमॉस्फेयर मीन्स हवा एंड लिथोस्फीयर मीन्स लैंड. तो ये हर एक चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसके थ्रू ये चीजें फ्लो होती रहती है, न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्लो हो रही है सब में. नाउ देयर आर वेरियस गैसेस लाइक नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. ठीक है, ये जो एटमॉस्फेयर में नाइट्रोजन है, ये अलोंग विद द रेनफॉल इट कम्स इनटू ऑनटू द सॉइल. ठीक है, सॉइल में जाता है और ये सॉइल के अंदर से प्लांट अब्सॉर्ब करता है नाइट्रोजन को, और देन दिस नाइट्रोजन इज टेकन अप बाय द एनिमल्स दैट दे आर ईटिंग. फिर ये एनिमल्स जब मरते हैं तो अगेन देयर बॉडी डीकेज, डिकम्पोज होती है और वो वापस से सॉइल में मिक्स हो जाते हैं और वो नाइट्रोजन रिलीज करती है उनकी बॉडी. तो वो नाइट्रोजन गैस फिर से एटमॉस्फेयर में चला गया. So this way this cycle keeps on going from biotic factors to abiotic factors and from abiotic factors to biotic factors. मतलब जो रेन थी वो नॉन लिविंग कॉम्पोनेंट था, सॉइल है वो नॉन लिविंग कॉम्पोनेंट है, प्लांट है वो लिविंग कॉम्पोनेंट है, दैट इज बायोटिक फैक्टर. फ्रॉम द प्लांट इज गोज टू द एनिमल, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बायोटिक फैक्टर. वंस दे डाई इट गेट्स इनटू द सॉइल, वो क्या है? एबियोटिक फैक्टर. अब वो एबियोटिक फैक्टर से फिर से एटमॉस्फेयर में जा रहा है, फिर वो भी एबियोटिक फैक्टर है. So this is a cycle which keeps on going in on our surface of the earth, and this is called as the nutrient cycle. The recycling of biological, geological and chemical sources of nutrients in this process is a complex process and depends upon the level of energy transfer in the ecosystem. The term biogeochemical tells us that biological, geological and chemical factors are involved. In earth science, a biogeochemical cycle is a pathway by which a chemical substance moves through both biotic and abiotic compartments of earth. Biotic मैंने बता चुकी हूँ, बायोस्फीयर जिसके अंदर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स आते हैं. Abiotic factors are lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. Those are the non-living components. A cycle is a series of change which comes back to the starting point and which can be repeated. मतलब स्टार्ट जहां से हो रहा है फिर वो पूरी एक साइकिल चलती है, फिर जहां से स्टार्ट होता है वहां खत्म होता है. So that keeps on going again and again, round and round. So that is why it is called as a biogeochemical cycle. Now there are two types of biogeochemical cycle that we will be studying today. Biogeochemical cycles are classified as gaseous cycle. In gaseous cycle, you have nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, carbon cycle and water cycle. Okay, the term gaseous cycle refers to the transformation of gases between various biogeochemical reservoirs, that is hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. The important gaseous cycle that we will be studying today are nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle and carbon cycle. Water cycle you have already learned in your previous standard, so we will not learn about them in this class. The next type of biogeochemical cycle is sedimentary cycle. अब ये sedimentary cycle क्या है? Sedimentary cycle includes the leaching of mineral and salts. Sediments are nothing but soil related items. Okay, तो जो minerals है, salts है, हमारे जो earth crust है, this all comes under sedimentary cycle, which settles as sediments on rock before the cycle repeats. Okay, sedimentary cycle includes phosphorus cycle, sulfur cycle, iron cycle and calcium cycle. Sedimentary cycles vary from one element to another, but each cycle consists fundamentally of a solution phase and a sediment phase. ठीक है, तो ये यहाँ पर ये तीन चीजें which is very simple to understand. First was gaseous cycle, जिसमें सारे gases है, जैसे कि ऑक्सीजन है, नाइट्रोजन है and carbon cycle. These three cycles are very important to all living things. ये तीनों गैस बहुत important है हम सब के लिए, somewhere or the other. ठीक है, Same way there are certain minerals and salts also which are present in the soil, which also needs to be recycled again and again. तो हम लोगों की जो needs है वो fulfill होती रहे, वो सारे salts और minerals के related भी. So that cycle is also very important. That cycle related to soil is called as sedimentary cycle, and the cycle related to gases in the atmosphere is called as gaseous cycle. Okay. So the cycle of gases and the sedimentary cycle cannot be completely separated. So they both go hand in hand. Gaseous cycle, then sedimentary cycle, ये दोनों एक दूसरे से related है. ठीक है, वो कैसे related है हम लोग आगे जाके देखेंगे. For example, nitrogen is present in the form of a gas in the atmosphere and in form of compounds like nitrogen oxide in the soil and sediments. Similarly, carbon occurs in abiotic form, mainly in coal, granite, diamond, limestone, etc. in the Earth's crust, and is also present in the form of carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere. So generally, carbon is present in plants and animals for much shorter duration than it is present in coal. So here you can see कि किस तरीके से ये gases soil में भी present है और atmosphere में भी present है. So that is how they are related to each and everything. Okay, तो हर चीज एक दूसरे से interconnected है और हर चीज important है for our survival. The first cycle that we are going to learn is the carbon cycle. Now, as I told you, remember about the biotic factors, what is the meaning of abiotic factors, that will help you understand the meaning of when I am teaching you about the cycle. Now here you can see that carbon dioxide, the circulation and recycling of carbon from the atmosphere to living organisms. Okay, तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नेचुरली प्रेजेंट है हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर में. हम लोगों ने पढ़े हैं कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ एयर व्हेन यू लर्न इन योर 6th स्टैंडर्ड. यू हैव लर्न किया है एयर के अंदर क्या क्या चीजों के कितने प्रोपोर्शन है. तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस का भी प्रोपोर्शन हम लोग ने पढ़े थे. मींस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट इन द एटमॉस्फेयर नेचुरली. ठीक है, अभी जो नेचुरली प्रेजेंट है ये किस तरीके से हम लोग इसका लेवल मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अगर ये रिसाइकल होगी तो ही ये वापस से मेंटेन हो सकता है ना. So this carbon dioxide is utilized by whom? By the plants. Yes or no? Plants use करते हैं ना for the process of photosynthesis. When these plants take in carbon dioxide gas, they are actually using it, and then the animals are taking up the plants as their food. ठीक है, and they are giving out carbon dioxide. Yes or no? प्लांट्स हम लोग सब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिलीज कर रहे, तो हमारी बॉडी से रिलीज हो रही है, तो वो वापस से एटमॉस्फेयर में जा रहा है ना. एटमॉस्फेयर का कौन अब्सॉर्ब कर रहा है? प्लांट्स अब्सॉर्ब कर रहे हैं. एंड आफ्टर देयर डेथ, अगर प्लांट्स एनिमल्स मर जाते हैं तो फिर से वो एटमॉस्फेयर में रिलीज हो जाती है, कार्बन गैस फिर से रिलीज हो जाती है. The abiotic carbon atoms are circulated and recycled into biotic form mainly through photosynthesis and respiration. Hence, the carbon cycle is one of the important biogeochemical cycle. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है कैसे होता है. प्लांट्स एटमॉस्फेयर को कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस अब्सॉर्ब करते हैं. एनिमल्स, ह्यूमंस, दे रिलीज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस, राइट. और फिर क्या होता है, जब ये एनिमल्स या प्लांट्स मर जाते हैं, their body gets decomposed into the soil, that is a abiotic factor, और वो रिलीज करते हैं they release the gas of carbon into the atmosphere. And if not, तो क्या होता है, उनकी बॉडी फॉसिल्स बन जाती है. मतलब बहुत प्रेशर जब पड़ता है किसी बॉडी के ऊपर, they turn into fossil. ये जो हम लोग कोयला इस्तेमाल करते हैं, पेट्रोलियम इस्तेमाल करते हैं, वो कुछ नहीं है, वो जो डेड डिकेइंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स थे वो ही फॉसिल्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, जिसको यूटिलाइज करते हैं हम लोग इन वेरियस वेज. जैसे कि कोयला हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं हमारे खाना फॉर बर्निंग, राइट. वी यूज पेट्रोलियम एंड ऑल. इस जब रिलीज होती है इसके अंदर से गैस, तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिलीज होती है इनटू द एटमॉस्फेयर. ठीक है, तो दैट वे you can see that there is a complete cycle of carbon from the atmosphere to the living organism and from the living organism to the atmosphere again. So this is one of the very important cycle in the biogeochemical cycle. So here we have learned that Plants convert carbon dioxide gas into carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. Similarly, they produce carbon compounds like proteins and fats too. Herbivores feed upon the plants. Carnivores feed upon the herbivores. In this way, biotic carbon is transported from plants to herbivores, from herbivores to carnivores, and from the carnivores to the apex consumers like us. Okay, so this is how this flow of carbon is going on from the atmosphere to the plant, from the plant to the animals like the herbivores, from the herbivores to the carnivores, and when these carnivores and these herbivores die, it goes back into the atmosphere. So eventually after that all types of consumers are decomposed. जितने भी types of consumers हैं वो मर के सड़ जाते हैं, are decomposed by bacteria and fungi, and carbon dioxide gas is released again into the atmosphere and it is used again by living organisms. ठीक है, वापस से ये soil के अंदर रिलीज हो जाती है और फिर plants वगैरह उसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं in order to get nutrients from it. In this way, carbon is continuously passed on from one living organism to another. After the death of living organism, carbon goes to the atmosphere and is again taken up by the living organisms. Okay, so here if you pay attention to the diagram, you will understand very simple it is. You can see from the atmosphere it goes into the plant. Plant is absorbing it. From the plant it goes to the animals. Okay, and from the animals it goes back to the atmosphere. Along with animals there are volcanic eruptions, fossil fuels, vehicles that are there, and all these things are also emitting out carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere. So this is how the level of carbon dioxide is maintained, and you can see how this cycle goes on, and hence it is called as a carbon cycle. Now remember that carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere through abiotic processes like burning of fossil fuels and wood, forest fires and volcanic activities. Oxygen is released into the atmosphere by the biotic process of photosynthesis. Okay, जब हम लोग respiration करते हैं तो we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide gas, but photosynthesis में oxygen release होता है और carbon dioxide is absorbed. The equilibrium of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases in the atmosphere is maintained by plants. So remember that plants are helping us to maintain a proper level between carbon dioxide gas and oxygen gas in the atmosphere. So equilibrium means एक proper level maintain करने के लिए help करते हैं, ठीक है? Next we have the oxygen cycle. Now, as we have learned in our previous class also that oxygen is present in our atmosphere in about 21%. So, oxygen forms total of 21% of the atmosphere. It is also present in the hydrosphere, that is in water, it is dissolved, and lithosphere. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called the oxygen cycle. This cycle too includes both the biotic and abiotic components. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used up by the organisms in the atmosphere. So if you see this cycle, it is very simple to understand. हम लोगों को पता है कि कौन ऑक्सीजन यूज करता है. Every plant and every animal on the planet needs oxygen gas at some or the other point. ठीक है, प्लांट्स को फोटोसिंथेसिस के लिए कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लगता है, बट रेस्पिरेशन के लिए वो लोग भी ऑक्सीजन गैस ही यूटिलाइज करते हैं. ठीक है, सो प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, वी ऑल नीड ऑक्सीजन गैस फॉर आवर सर्वाइवल, फॉर द रेस्पिरेशन. ठीक है, इट इज प्रेजेंट इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. सो व्हेन वी आर टेकिंग इन ऑक्सीजन we give out carbon dioxide, right? But the plants in the process of photosynthesis they give out oxygen gas. तो वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ऑक्सीजन गैस का लेवल इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं एटमॉस्फेयर में, क्योंकि हम लोग उसको यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं. Yes or no? So this is how it keeps on going. Like how you have water cycle, how we have said it about carbon cycle, same way for oxygen cycle as well. Oxygen is highly reactive and is readily reacts with other elements and compounds. as oxygen is found in various forms like molecular oxygen, water, carbon dioxide, inorganic compounds, etc., the oxygen cycle of the biosphere is extremely complex. Oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis, whereas it is used up in the process like respiration, combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting, etc. Most microorganisms use oxygen for respiration. Such microbes are called as aerobes. ठीक है, जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ऑक्सीजन का यूज करते हैं उन्हें बोलते हैं एरोबिक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स और एरोब्स. Microbes which do not need oxygen are called anaerobes. ठीक है, anaerobes means which are doing their respiration in the absence of oxygen. Oxygen is important for the synthesis of protein, carbohydrates and fats. It is also used in various chemical reactions, and ozone is produced from oxygen through various atmospheric processes. Okay? So here you can see how there are different organisms which make use of oxygen, which do not make use of oxygen, which can survive with oxygen, which survive without oxygen. Okay? It is also used in various chemical reactions to produce certain things. हमारी बॉडी में ऑक्सीजन रहेगा तो हमारी बॉडी में प्रोटीन्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स और फैट्स इजीली सिंथेसाइज होता है, मतलब ब्रेक डाउन होता है. ठीक है. The next and a very important cycle that we have is the nitrogen cycle. Now, why do I say nitrogen cycle is important? Because nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, that is about 78%. ठीक है, सबसे ज्यादा मिलने वाली गैस हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर में है वो है नाइट्रोजन गैस. Nitrogen forms 78%, that is a maximum proportion of the atmosphere. It is necessary for the maintenance of the cycle of the nature. The circulation and recycling of nitrogen gas into forms of different components to various biotic and abiotic processes in nature is called nitrogen cycle. तो जिस हिसाब से ये जो साइकिल फ्लो होती है फ्रॉम बायोटिक फैक्टर्स टू एबियोटिक फैक्टर्स, फ्रॉम एबियोटिक फैक्टर्स इनटू बायोटिक फैक्टर्स, ये साइकिल कंटिन्यूसली हो रही है और इस साइकिल को हम लोग बोलते हैं नाइट्रोजन साइकिल. So what exactly happens? The atmospheric nitrogen with the help of lightning, जब बिजली कड़कड़ाती है, जो लाइटनिंग होती है, उससे नाइट्रोजन ब्रेक डाउन होता है और वो नाइट्रोजन along with the rain it falls onto the soil. That soil is absorbed by the plant. The plant is eaten up by the animal, and when the animal dies, its body gets decomposed and again nitrogen gas is released into the atmosphere. ठीक है, so this cycle which is going on from the biotic factors to the abiotic factors is called as the nitrogen cycle. Now the lightning that happens, it is one of the important process of the nitrogen cycle. जो लाइटनिंग हो रही है तो ये नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन में हेल्प करता है. नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन दो पार्ट्स में होते हैं, एक होता है एटमॉस्फेरिक और एक होता है बायोलॉजिकल फिक्सेशन. तो जो एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन है वो लाइटनिंग में नाइट्रोजन एटम्स, नाइट्रोजन मॉलिक्यूल्स जो है वो ब्रेक डाउन हो जाते हैं एंड अलोंग विद द रेन दे कम अलोंग विद द रेन वाटर इनटू द सॉइल. ठीक है, सॉइल में जाने के बाद में ये प्लांट्स उसे अब्सॉर्ब कर लेते हैं और प्लांट्स अब्सॉर्ब करते हैं और वो यूटिलाइज करते हैं एज अ न्यूट्रिएंट फॉर देम, and the plants are eaten up by the animals, and even the animals are getting it nutrients from the plants. Okay, so conversion of nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates through atmospheric, industrial and biological process. Now we have learned about atmospheric process. Now here in this picture you will understand about biological process. Now जो एटमॉस्फेयर में सपोज अभी साल के 12 महीने तो बारिश नहीं होती है, लाइटनिंग नहीं हो रही है, तो फिर बाकी का टाइम ये नाइट्रोजन कैसे फिक्स हो रहा है, कैसे ब्रेक डाउन होता है? So remember that there are plants, leguminous plants, they have bacteria in their roots. ठीक है, now these are good bacteria which are very important. What do the bacteria do? They absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere. They break it down into nitrites and nitrates. Okay, they're breaking down the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates, and the plant is absorbing that simpler form of nitrogen, that is in the form of nitrites and nitrates, और वो easily उसे absorb कर लेता है और उसको utilize करता है. ठीक है, so this type of nitrogen fixation is called as बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस ऑफ नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन. इसमें क्या यूज हो रहा है? इसमें ऑर्गेनिजम्स यूज हो रहे हैं. माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, दैट इज अ बैक्टीरिया, rhizobium or nostoc annabina. These are a few examples of bacteria which are helping the plant to break down nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates, which can easily be absorbed by the plants. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? सिंपल है ना ये. So all organisms participate in nitrogen cycle. It is an important component of proteins and nucleic acid. As compared to other element, it is inactive and does not easily combine with other elements. Most organism cannot use the free form of nitrogen. ठीक है, तो एटमॉस्फेयर का जो नाइट्रोजन है वो हम लोग डायरेक्टली अब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर सकते. नीदर डू द प्लांट्स. प्लांट्स भी अब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर सकते, एनिमल्स भी अब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर सकते हैं, ह्यूमंस भी अब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर सकते एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन. So it has to be broken down into simpler forms, and that is done with the help of lightning or by bacteria. ठीक है, जब ये हो जाता है उसके बाद में ये एनिमल जब डाई होता है, when they die the body decomposes and the body releases nitrogen gas into the atmosphere, and that is how the cycle is maintained. The next important process after nitrogen fixation is ammonification. What exactly happens in ammonification? Now when you pass through a public toilet, you must have noticed that there is a very strong smell coming from it. ठीक है, that smell is nothing but ammonia. That is the smell of ammonia that you smell in your urine and the excreta from any waste product which comes out from all the living organisms. ठीक है, apart from that, when a animal or a living thing dies, their body starts to decompose. मतलब जब हम लोग मर जाते हैं तो हमारी बॉडी को माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, इंसेक्ट्स है, जब खाने लगते हैं, डिकम्पोज करने लगते हैं, तो हमारी बॉडी में से केमिकल रिलीज होता है, दैट इज अमोनिया. ठीक है, तो वो जो स्मेल जो आती है, कभी भी कोई चीज मर जाती है, सपोज यू मस्ट हैव एक्सपीरियंस दैट इफ देयर इज अ रैट, डेड रैट इन योर हाउस और समवेयर नियर बाय, हम लोगों को बहुत बुरी स्मेल आती है. That is because when the decomposition process is taking place, उसकी जब बॉडी सड़ने लगती है तो it is giving out a smell. That smell has, that gas has ammonia in it. ठीक है, वो रिलीज हो रही है एटमॉस्फेयर में सड़ने की वजह से, and that is called as ammonification. So release of ammonia through decomposition of dead bodies and excretory waste of organism is called as ammonification. Next is nitrification. Now conversion of ammonia into nitrite and then nitrate. जब हम लोगों ने पढ़े थे नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन में, तो ये जो प्रोसेस के अंदर नाइट्रोजन, एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन ब्रेक डाउन होता है नाइट्राइट में और फिर ब्रेक डाउन होता है नाइट्रेट में, that process is called as nitrification. It is a very simple process if you understand it. Here with this example, plant are absorbing nitrogen from the atmosphere, broken nitrogen from the atmosphere through lightning जब हुआ था, और वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, नाइट्राइट्स को नाइट्रेट्स में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं और फिर उसे यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज नाइट्रिफिकेशन. डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन इज कन्वर्जन ऑफ नाइट्रोजन कंपाउंड्स इनटू गैसियस नाइट्रोजन. ठीक है, तो जब हम लोग का जो बॉडी में से रिलीज हो रहा है तो नाइट्रोजन कंपाउंड्स गैसियस नाइट्रोजन में जब कन्वर्ट होता है उसे कहते हैं डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन. तो हमारे सॉइल में से जब ये नाइट्रोजन वापस एटमॉस्फेयर में जाता है तो इसे कहते हैं डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन. सो आई होप द important processes of nitrogen cycle is clear to all my students. So I hope with this part of the chapter is quite clear to all of you. In the next coming period, we'll be learning something new and interesting. Till then, thank you. If you like the session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students.
I hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.